Hey, what's up, everybody? It's podcast episode 8 is Bitcoin Bulls Eye supply growth drops below 1% for the first time ever in April halving. So, as you guys are aware, Bitcoin is reaching all-time highs. It reached like 74,000 earlier this week. It's a historic moment right now for this cryptocurrency. Many people believe it might get 100K pretty soon. But what would this do for the supply and the halving? So Bitcoin supply growth is set to drop below 1% for the first time ever next month. And when the halving events gets underway, underscoring the popular cryptos, certain premium and likely fueling the current bull run, just as institutional investors join the race for this popular crypto. Bitcoin supply growth is currently about 1.7%, and that will be reduced to a bit under 1% for the first time ever in Bitcoin history. After the halving event, expected sometime on April 17. The halving events, which occur like once every 4 years, cut the amount of Bitcoin that's produced on a Bitcoin blockchain or network by miners in half. But people want to know what exactly gets halved. The only way to make Bitcoin is producing blocks for the Bitcoin network. Each block currently produces 6.25 Bitcoin that is distributed to the miners responsible for validating transactions stored in blocks on the blockchain. But at the next halving event, this reward will be halved to 3.125 Bitcoin, slowing the rate at which new Bitcoin is minted and increasingly is scarcity as well as price. And there's about like 9.6 million Bitcoin, roughly 93% of the total 21 million Bitcoin has already been mined, which is pretty high. Going forward, miners are going to be fighting for a much, much smaller assurance of Bitcoin in every block. Since its inception in 2009, there has been three halving events that have reduced the supply growth of Bitcoin from 25% rate to under 2% currently. So this is like huge. And for those who did have Bitcoin back in like 2009 or 10 or whatever, right now you got been like a multi-millionaire. Um, because right now Bitcoin is at 70,000 and it was pretty cheap back in the day if you had some Bitcoin. But not everyone will focus on the future, so they miss out opportunities. So right now, things are looking good for, I would say, Bitcoin. So right now, it's still bullish momentum. Right now, it's slightly retracement as of this current moment. Bitcoin is at 68,000, ranging, but it just created an area of support, potentially rally back up. But there is news events this week that could affect the cryptocurrency. So let's be on the lookout. Um, and that's pretty much it concerning crypto, at least Bitcoin. There's other cryptocurrency as well that's also doing well during this event. So usually when Bitcoin does well, it does well for multiple cryptocurrencies. You got XRP, which is known as Ripple. You got Shiba, which everyone who had Shiba back in the day are kind of happy because right now Shiba was taking off doing this rally as well. So far, I would say looking kind of good for cryptocurrency, but the market does go in waves. Sometimes it consolidates, sometimes it rallies, sometimes it drops. Just gotta catch the right cycle. And that concludes this episode about Bitcoin.